so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about all the questions you have about being an influencer and basically what that means, what that entails, and just all about what my life is like doing this as my job. So to start off, I think we should probably go over what is an influencer, specifically a social media influencer. So this definition I found online, which I think encompasses it pretty well. It says a social media influencer is a user on social media who has established credibility in a specific industry. A social media influencer has access to a large audience and can persuade others by virtue of their authenticity and reach. So that's basically where the whole influencer name comes from, because basically influencers should have the power to influence their audience. So yeah, now that we have that out of the way, my background in all of this. So I've been doing social media for probably about 8 years now. I did Instagram first, and that kind of turned into YouTube, and now it's kind of all mixed into one, making me a social media influencer. I'm classified as more of a micro influencer. I don't have millions and millions of followers, but I have influence over a pretty good amount of people, having 500,000 on this channel, 80,000 on Instagram. That's, I guess, pretty decent number. But even though I'm not a huge celebrity influencer, I've had a lot of experience with this industry. I've been doing it for a long time, longer than most YouTubers now, and I've gotten a pretty good sense of how it all works. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing all that with you guys, answering some of the questions you have about being an influencer, some misconceptions, and just like things you're curious about. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on to the questions. So starting off, what does being an influencer entail? So for someone like me who also does YouTube, this means planning YouTube videos, producing YouTube videos, editing YouTube videos, shooting things for Instagram, making Instagram captions, keeping up to date on Instagram stories, and all this is done pretty strategically to make sure that I'm engaging with my audience and keeping them interested in what I'm doing. There's also the brand deal side of things, which involves negotiating with brands, curating content for brands that is very specific to their set of guidelines. There's a lot of planning and organizing that goes into all this stuff, and of course, because I am technically self-employed, there's all the taxes and business stuff that goes into that, which frankly I don't totally understand, but it's definitely something I need to think about finance-wise, because like there's business expenses, personal expenses, and it all kind of meshes into one, but like it doesn't. But as you can see, there is a lot that goes into it. It is not just all scrolling on social media, posting whenever I want. It's fun, but it's also very strategic in a way that a lot of people don't really understand. At the end of the day, it is still a business, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. One question that came up was, is it really as hard as a 9-to-5 job? And personally, I think that it is as hard as you make it. Right now, I've definitely pulled back to make this more of like a part-time job because I'm in school right now. But over the summer, I was working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, just like planning, making content, working on a lot of brand deals, because over the summer, I had a lot of brand deals coming up. So during that time, like July to September, it was definitely a full-time job. But another question I got from you guys is, what is the worst thing about being an influencer? So like I said, this is basically a business, but it also still is my personal life, and it is very hard to find that balance between personal life and business, because I'm essentially making a business out of myself and my own image, my own brand, so that opens me up to a lot of criticism on me personally, which I can choose to take harshly, and I have before. But I think just because I'm doing it for so long, I've definitely gotten used to it. But yeah, it's definitely a downside to putting myself out there like this. I'd also say one of the harder things is that I am self-employed. That's also one of the best things, but working for yourself can definitely make it harder to stay motivated and to make sure you're getting stuff done. But it also gives me a lot of flexibility. So yeah, that's kind of like a best thing and worst thing. Next up, we have PR. A lot of you guys had questions about this, and to be honest, I don't totally understand this quite as well as some of the other aspects, but I'll try to answer some of the questions as best as I can. So one thing you guys really wanted to know is, how do you get on PR lists? So first of all, you can reach out to brands and literally just ask. A lot of the time they'll have like a marketing or sales email on their website. So literally you can just like reach out to brands yourself, introduce yourself, tell them about your Instagram, tell them why you're interested in them, and they might put you on their PR list. But at least for me, like 80-90% of the time, the PR packages I receive, I have no idea how they got my address. I have no idea they were even coming, and it's kind of a surprise. Every once in a while I'll get an email that's like, hey, we'd love to send you a PR package, can we get your address? But for the most part, that's pretty rare and it really is a surprise a lot of the time. The reason that a lot of brands do this is that they're hoping that the people they send their products to will end up advertising for them for free. Because unlike a brand deal where you're being sent a free product in exchange for some money and advertising for them, a PR package, it's being sent to you for no charge. You don't have to post about it, but if you're getting sent a PR package, they're hoping you're going to advertise for them a little bit. Now on to management, but now this is a little bit more complicated, but a lot of you guys wanted to know how management works, how agents and managers, all that stuff goes down. So basically, from a YouTuber standpoint, you have your network, which is an MCN, and then a lot of YouTubers also have a manager who works with an agency. So an MCN, that is YouTube specific, and you'll link with them through your YouTube channel, and that basically allows you to make money from the ads that go before your video without having to sign up for AdSense and all that. And I do believe if you're signed with an MCN as opposed to just getting regular AdSense, you make more money. Not really sure if that's true, but that's what I've heard. So not only do they allow you to possibly make more money from those ads, but also they can help you go over your channel analytics, help strategize videos and stuff. And they're also your connection between YouTube. So if I ever have a problem with my channel, like an invalid copyright strike, I can email my network manager and they'll help me out with that. They'll connect me with YouTube and just like get it resolved a lot faster than just like going to YouTube myself. Now for your network manager, if you're signed with the network, you'll normally be assigned a manager, and you probably won't talk to this person that much, maybe a couple times a month, but they're definitely a good resource to have. Now for a regular manager, not all YouTubers have a manager, but they are so helpful for brand deals, and that's basically like what they're there for. Now that social media has become a bigger thing, there's actually a lot of different agencies that work with influencers to connect them with brands and negotiate on their behalf. They'll basically help you go through all your incoming brand deals, negotiate with brands, draw up contracts, stuff like that, and just like manage a lot of the business stuff. They'll also reach out to brands on your behalf, pitch you to brands, and just basically like help you manage all your sponsorships and stuff like that. And basically how both of these managers get paid. A network manager will usually take a percentage of your AdSense, and this is different for every agency, but for the most part, most outside managers will just take a percentage of whatever they get you for a brand deal. So speaking of brand deals and sponsorships, you guys really want to know how that all works. A couple of different ways that this could go down, but I'm just going to talk about like what happens for most of my brand deals specifically. So usually how it works is a marketing agency who is representing a brand will reach out to me or my manager. They'll be like, hey, we're working with this brand, this is the campaign we're working on, this is what we want from you, what is your rate? Or they'll say like, we're offering this amount of money for these deliverables. And usually at that point, my manager will take over, she'll work on negotiating, drawing up a contract and all that. And in the meantime, the brand will send me a brief of what kind of content they want from me, when they want it, all the specific dates and all that. And a lot of the time, there's pretty specific talking points or really specific things I can do or say and all that kind of stuff, like what they're looking for. So it's up to me to create the content that will kind of fit what I usually post, but also still goes with like what they're looking for. I'll send my content in for approval. They'll either approve it or they'll send me some notes back. I'll redo it if needed, send it again, whatever. And then once the content is approved, I've signed my contract, I can post it to my socials, and usually within like 30 to 90 days I get paid for it. So that's definitely a big difference between your normal 9-to-5 job versus YouTube. Payment is very sporadic, it's all over the place. I could wait 3 months to get paid for a project I did 3 months ago, and I never know how much money I'm gonna make a month. It is very all over the place. So I guess that kind of provides a good segue for the money portion of this video. You guys had a lot of questions about this. Most of you guys wanted to know how much money I make, and that isn't something that I tell people. It's pretty private. I feel like it's kind of a weird question to ask, so I'm not going to answer it, but I will tell you that the amount of money I make is 80% from sponsorships, 20% from AdSense. That is very specific to me. It's different for every YouTuber. If a YouTuber gets a lot of views, they might make a lot more money on AdSense than brand deals, so that varies for everyone. Also, like I said, the amount of money I make per month varies very drastically. However, I can estimate like how much I'm going to make a year pretty roughly. And also another thing I think you guys might find kind of interesting is that even though I definitely definitely peaked like engagement and view wise maybe like 2-3 years ago. I've made a lot more money these past 2 years than I have when I was doing a lot better like numbers wise. And I think the reason for that is because I'm marketing myself a lot better. I've gotten a lot better at negotiating and knowing like what my worth is, how much I should be charging for a sponsored post. And I've also created a lot of really great relationships with some really great brands that I'm able to work with them multiple times. And I think that goes to show that you don't need a lot of subscribers, a lot of likes, a lot of followers to make a good amount of money. I know people who have only like 50,000 followers who make enough to do that full time. That being said, it is a lot of work to make a good amount of money on social media if you don't have like millions of subscribers. However, it is possible and you can start making money whenever you want. A lot of you guys wanted to know like when you can start making money on social media, and there is honestly no limit to that. I mean, for YouTube, I think there are some milestones you need to reach before you can start making like AdSense money, but for like sponsorships and stuff, don't just settle for the free product. If you only have 10,000 followers on Instagram, you can still be charging $100 for a sponsored Instagram post. So as long as you know your worth, you can definitely be making good money without having a ton of followers. I started YouTube in 2012, and I think I first started making money, like a small amount of money, in probably like 2014. And then I started making a good amount of money 2 years ago, so like 2017, 2016-ish. No, I'm not making millions of dollars, but I'd say I'm making pretty good money considering I'm not a huge YouTuber. I'm a micro influencer, like I said. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it answered some of the questions you have about being an influencer. If you want to see more videos about the whole business side of YouTube and all of that, let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you are not already subscribed, be sure to go ahead and do that. I post new videos every single Saturday. I also have an Instagram and a Twitter with @Ella_Elbells. Go ahead and follow me both of those, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!